Doing sign language in the back?
Something about moose.
Moose and squirrel must die.
Moose and squirrel.
I said that.
It's easy to get Martin to laugh, apparently. Hasn't changed.
No. So welcome to the TRMN Meet the Brass session. This is the brass that is present at HonorCon, minus one person who will be here as soon as we...
Because he's in the shower.
Yeah. Now we're sharing this with the world. You
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Here in a couple minutes.
All right.
We've posted this on Facebook.
Yeah. It probably will go there.
We'll just go shopping.
There's no problem about it.
We've gone there a long time ago.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start tossing stuff at Justin in about 30 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the people that are sitting here. When Drew comes in, I will introduce him as well. I'll give everybody sort of a little chance to talk about what they do, and then give everybody a chance to ask questions. So, for those of you who do not know me, I am Martin Lessem. I am the whack job who runs this entire organization.
And created it.
And created it and all that other stuff. Since I have the floor and since I have the ability to harass you all, I am going to do so. And I'm going to point out that in 2015 we are hosting Manticoran in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Where is it again?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Where I hear you.
Someplace up north.
Right. I'm going to do this at every single panel that I'm on, so
Great white
with
wall.
possibly
We haven't
one
yet
exception.
planned in 2015.
Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
And with the Square Reader, I can take your memberships here.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not a plug.
Lovely.
It's
Quit
not
shilling, get on with
cute.
the business.
So, like I said, I'm the guy that runs the organization. Basically, my job is sort of the long-term planning, figuring out what's going to happen next, figuring out special projects that we do, and press ganging people into doing them. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I will press gang you if you come to me with an idea. It's the most dangerous thing in the world, as Susie Buck learned. She calls me up and says, I have this wonderful idea for a charity. There's this bobcat named Skip that got injured, and we should help him out. And she gave me this huge, long spiel about it that lasted almost an hour. And my response to her was, Susie, that's absolutely fantastic. You're a new community outreach liaison. And her only response to that was, oh crap, I forgot you do that. So yeah, that's basically what I do. I have some liaising function through Scott with Bu9 and help get all of our merchandising and stuff like that up and existing, and then I hand it over to other people to sell. But with that, I'm going to introduce Scott Akers, who is our first Space Lord.
Yay!
I am Scott Akers, the first Space Lord.
First among equals.
And the organization is?
Okay. Essentially, I'm the senior vice president and the one in charge of operations, chapters, membership, mostly focusing on the naval side of the house, which is our largest branch. I also am a liaison from Bu9 and David Weber to the fan club and fandom in general.
All right. So along with the Navy, we obviously have other branches as well. Sean could not be here this weekend due to...
Because he's broken.
Yes.
Again.
Due to issues beyond his control. But we have a Marine group, a Marine contingent. We also have a Army contingent, which is represented here today in the form of our Marshal of the Army, Rob Jackson. I will hand it over to Rob now to tell you a little bit more about what he does.
Okay. What came to mind right away was not something I probably repeat in public, but that's just the way I am. So, as he said, I'm the Marshal Army. You guys pretty much all know that. I'm responsible for developing pretty much everything that is the RMA. So, because as everybody here knows, before just this year, we were kind of barely existent as an essence in Honorverse. That's changed some with the organizational format that was printed in the book, the uniforms that were approved. Stand up, Peter. David. Stand up, do a little pirouette.
You knew it was going to happen.
It's good to have minions. Just pirouette a little bit.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Show your uniform. All right, sit down.
Get everything.
Thank you. Anyway, so the uniforms are approved this year. They'll be out, the actual graphics will be out probably in the next companion. Okay, sit down.
You gonna come out with a cami?
Sorry, what?
You gonna come out with a cami? That won't camo very
No,
well.
that's the service dress. So
Okay.
that's what you wear.
That's our sniper mate uniform.
Yeah, that's right. It is that, but it looks good when you're dead. We're also in charge of, like I say, making new stuff, which is really cool. And Peter's involved in a lot of that. We both work with Bu9. That's who we had that approved the uniform, which was quite the battle, as you guys probably heard me whine about. But we have a uniform. We have an enlisted uniform. Our senior sergeant major of the Army, who lives in Australia, has one made. So we're working slowly to get these things out. There's new patches available that USUP has. Thank you. That's pretty much it. You guys pretty much heard all this before. Any questions that are answerable? Okay, good.
So,
I'm not sorry.
so what I will do then is I will move it on to our Space Lords that are present. I will first move on to, I'll do them in order, I guess. Hey, look! He walked through the door!
Just in time. You couldn't have timed that better if you were cued from the inside.
My apologies.
So I was just about to start introducing the Space Lords, who are not like on the board. That would actually start with our second Space Lord, who just walked through the door. So introduce yourself and tell people what you do in the organization.
My name is Drew Drentlaw. I am the head of the Bureau of Planning, and we are developing documents to help all the chapters who might be going to conventions to have a fan table, have a party room, whatever presence they want to have at a convention. We'll help support them and give them documents, recommendations, suggestions of what they can do to make the convention the best for presenting the TRMN organization.
Excellent. So in that case, moving on numerically, that way, number 3.
John Roberts, I'm the third Space Lord, in charge of Bureau of Ships. Basically, every ship that you see in the organization has come through my office. They cross my desk. I have commissioned every one of them. I launch pinnaces, at least for the time being. I'm working on getting that changed, and lax. If anybody wants to commission, I have everything I need. I just need a laptop, which I'm sure we can get our hands on. So,
Would run all these arts?
like I said, I didn't bring mine, and it's a good thing since I got delayed in Houston. It would have been forever.
Our fourth Space Lord is not present. It's Bob Bulkley. He is our Bureau of Communications. Everybody who's here from a fleet, somebody needs to volunteer to represent whatever fleet you're with, to send him info, what's going on, so we can start filling out the newsletter. He needs volunteers. Are you voluntolding someone?
Yes.
Okay.
It's good to be in charge, isn't it?
I'll make sure Bob knows that whoever it was you pointed to is voluntold.
She's gonna kick you in the ankles.
Or higher.
That's all she did.
I know he ran very quickly.
No more insects for you.
Just let you know, Anzacs are cookies.
Anzacs are cookies. They're cookies.
Bam.
Anzac biscuits, cookies.
Ann Zecca is our fifth Space Lord. She is in charge of the Bureau of Membership Processing, or Bureau of Personnel, which includes membership processing. It's her job to start tracking some of the stuff that happens with personnel and eventually start updating the database once we get to the point that it will let us update fun stuff like that, to keep all of your info in one nice, happy repository. Jim Friedline is our head of Bu-Train. He runs all of our academies. He is responsible for delegating that out to people and ensuring that academies run smoothly, and that we have courses through his wonderful staff, which is, I think, the largest of all the Space Lords by a decent percentage.
Considering I have most of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Anne is the next largest with like 5 or 6. Do you have more than that? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I take that back. Ann is third. At least at the
Or
moment.
maybe we should be tied.
So that leads us to our 7th Space Lord. I will hand it over to Brandi.
I'm Brandi Hinson. I'm the 7th Space Lord and I'm in charge of Bureau of Supply. So I have all the stuff. All the stuff. Basically anything you need for uniforms, patches, t-shirts, that type of thing comes through Bureau of Supply. And we work closely with Martin to get the new stuff in as quickly as possible and get it out to you guys as soon as possible. And I'm a prime example of not volunteering to do something when Martin takes you from space to Admiralty.
Yes?
And are we getting Ken Burnside to let us be a retail outlet for?
I have discussed that with Ken. I need to discuss that with Martin. I haven't discussed it with Martin yet.
And you were complaining about communication earlier.
I forgot about it.
Well, I was thinking we could get those little models of the ships.
For what?
For
Computer models for sets?
No.
No. It's everything Ad Astra has. We can carry them. He's offered to let us carry them as a normal game store. We can carry them. We'll discuss the details of it later.
Okay. Because we'll have to check with the company that actually owns that after to get their blessing and all that stuff.
Just retail that.
So that is basically in a nutshell the brass that is here.
Do we need to bed off, sir?
Do we need someone? Is someone dying in the back? Do we need help?
She's fine.
Okay.
You got a bunch back there, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. So we're here to answer your questions. You've got us all in a hot seat right now. We will answer your questions. This opportunity does not come along that often.
Just remember, some information may be classified, we may say, sorry.
Just
Justin, pass that back.
Bill!
Are there any questions? I can't believe a bunch of geeks like this has no questions.
We're gonna get all the different color chevron patches.
yeah. We're gonna get all
That's a
this.
good question. All the different colored what?
Chevron.
Chevrons.
I got this.
Somebody send a bosun over with a club to beat him.
And it's my understanding that we should have those by Christmas.
Well, we'll have another set by December. I don't know if that's all of them, but there will be another set by December. We're placing our next order immediately after this convention.
So if you need ship patches, we need the orders in by then too.
I need the orders in by not the end of next week, but the end of the week after. So second weekend in November.
I
So
will post that.
third, if this is the first, the third weekend in November. Oh yes.
What about the Grayson Navy ship patches? Any designs got approved yet?
That's actually a valid and good question to which I don't have a good answer. Do you have a good answer?
Classified. That's all I can think of right now. Where did you get a valid good answer?
I haven't seen any.
Are we talking like
discussed.
shoulder patches?
Yeah, for the uniform.
Yeah, for the
The
ship.
first I've heard of it. I can
That's,
go ask
I've
Tom.
never heard of it either.
Yeah, we can find out that answer for you this weekend.
Well, I already know part of it because my engineer, Dave, he's been working with Dave Cleric, trying to get the design right on
Right.
GNSL for a ship patch.
You talking about ship patches or shoulder or like?
Is on ship
Shoulder
patches.
patch.
Gotcha.
The Grayson shoulder patch.
They've got them here, right?
Yeah, but those are ship patches.
Because they're on shoulder.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the Grayson Space Navy shoulder patch should be this back one, maybe.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, they're like
Not a
they're
shoulder patch that shows in there.
They don't show shoulder patches.
No, so it's actually the watermark on that page. If you
Oh,
back
yeah,
up
there
one.
it is. Yep. Which is the same one we've been using.
Yeah, so I actually have the artwork for that. That will probably be in the next shipment.
That's for the GSN patches.
Right, it's the GSN
Like
patch.
our Manticoran, but I
Right.
think he's talking about the actual ship specific.
Yeah, no,
patches.
since the ship-specific ones are also somewhat semi-designed per ship, let me check with Tom this weekend and see if I can't get you a good answer on that. But at the very least, I will make an effort to put the GSN shoulder patch in next order.
The good thing is we don't have ship outlines for them.
True.
The only thing that changes on that is ship name and number.
Yeah. So I will see what we can do on that one. Yes, Justin.
The space warfare designators, is there going to be a process in determining who gets one and which
Yes.
Admiralty order will be issued tomorrow.
one? Sweet.
I'm assuming they're
Well,
available.
I can't wear one anyway,
Yes,
so.
for the officers.
But yeah, no, we went over today.
You can. I'm out of luck on that. That should have
Do you have the
said.
Hyper Command Star on your uniform?
Yes.
Then you don't qualify.
You can't
You,
wear
you
it.
can't wear it. You can
Okay.
qualify for it, you just can't wear it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, Irish
So-
Space Star, you can't wear it.
I can live with that. But
Actually,
I
Stars
know a
are
number
on
of people
uniform
who
right now,
want
because
it
looking for one
anyway,
of the
so.
stars.
And we do have
Quarter
one.
inch.
That's not the gold ones.
And
Will
they-
the silver ones be available? Continue with that.
What
Or enlisted.
we actually talked about this at the U9 party last night. It was just basically assumed if you have your Hyperstar, you are a SWO officer.
Right.
Right. I meant the.
You can't wear it because you're wearing a Hyperstar.
I think he's talking about the
So the
enlisted.
highest.
I'm talking about the enlisted ones.
Yes,
now.
the suite?
the enlisted one will most likely be available. Actually, you know what? I'll say it this way.
Are you gonna try to order just the first couple?
Fair. I'm just going to order the first one.
Right, just do the one and we'll go from there.
So what's going to wind up happening for the enlisted one is that big star in the center is going to have either no number, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the max.
That's should still explain more than AO.
Yeah, the AO will explain more.
How many times you receive it?
I look forward to seeing
In
it.
the back, in the back.
Listed.
That sucks.
Okay. Any other questions?
I will say that.
You did say that.
Say it loud.
Yeah,
I will carry this discussion privately as to the numbering.
Yes, Justin.
Oh, on a similar topic, how goes the awards manual for the Army and for the Graysons, and possibly the HonorCons?
Oh, okay. That wasn't where I thought you were going with that question. I had an answer ready for you that doesn't fit.
Well, what about the answer that you do have, Brandi?
So the answer that I have ready for you is the RMN one is currently with Bucom. They are currently laying it out, making it look all nice and pretty. Yes. As soon as that one is done, we will be adding in the RMA. As soon as the RMA is done, I will be adding in the GSN. We had a little bit of a time trying to match up the new GSN with the RMN system, and have it here.
That's GSN or is that everybody?
That's GSN.
Are you saying that you will be releasing it after all those are added together, or you'll be doing it in individual releases?
No. So it's going to be individual releases.
Okay.
I need to actually write up the new definitions for these now that we've matched them up with existing RMN ones, and there are still a few that do not match
So
up.
there'll be an RMN release, and there'll be
Correct.
a release with the others added as you go?
Correct. And the Grayson ones are a little bit unique because for some of them you actually they increase in order of precedent. So once you get like the bronze level, you wear the bronze level, then when you move to the silver level, you get rid of the bronze level and just replace it with the silver. So because of that, it gets a little bit tricky to just make sure we've got the order written correctly.
You have to explain that part.
Yep,
And then so the Haven events will be after the House of Lies is put out.
correct.
And that's what's scheduled for what?
A year
A year from now.
when we sign the contract.
Oh, a year from when we sign the contract. Yeah, true. Sorry about that.
So sometime next year, basically.
Yeah.
So, yes.
When are we gonna be, looking at a release for RMA awards?
You go through that can of worms.
Well, well, since I have all the artwork and I've been given sort of the go-ahead to do what I need to do with it, they will be added next. That is why they are next. Because they're a lot easier to do than the GSN awards, because about 75% of them are just repeats. So it's only a few where actually all that changes is the name of the graphic. And I just need to go in and fix the name of the graphic, and there's only one One unique, it's the royal household.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's only one unique RMA, Adrian's Cross, sorry.
Yes, Adrian's Cross, it's for the.
Right, so there are 2 unique RMA awards I just need to create definitions for. But as soon as that's done, that'll be released. I am going to be working on that over the next few weekends. As a matter of fact, next weekend will be good because I think my girlfriend is working that weekend, which means I have time. So.
Yes, she's crying because she's going to take her
Any other questions? Yes.
I have an obligatory question that has been put upon me because I'm the only one here from our group, and you might already know what the question is, but what's up with the database? Eric's not here, so I had to ask.
Database person right there.
No.
Not that database?
Oh,
Oh,
the monkeys are supposed to be working the branches.
Oh, gotcha. The big overall database.
So the last update that I got from our code monkeys, and I will use that word because that's about how I'm starting to feel about them at the moment. The last update that I got from our code monkeys were that they are working on it. They are trying to clear up one of the major issues that we have, which is if you sign up for anything that's not RMN, your rank is still listed as an RMN rank.
They don't have related database tables for that?
They probably do, they just have not created them. I have given them all the info, so they just need to do it. And they had all the info from the beginning, so.
So I guess the related question is, when they get that done and it starts to clear up, is that still going to allow us to put exams in?
So the goal is that currently what they're working on is the reporting function to be able to allow chapters to report and fleets to report and army units to report and all of that flow to the correct people. I don't think it's the report forms that they're having issue with, I think it's the flow. Once that is done, that is the end of phase 2. Phase 3 is going to be the ability to add in the awards and add in the academy classes, which is just data going into each individual's profile.
Yes, and data keeps getting bigger.
No, I understand that.
The longer they wait, the longer it's
The
going to take.
longer they wait, the longer the data gets.
I understand that, and I'm hoping that you're keeping it in some form of Excel spreadsheet.
We are keeping it on a Google Doc spreadsheet and it can be imported. It actually matches the database
Okay,
exactly.
as long
With
as
the names and all those
as
things.
long as we can import it into an Excel spreadsheet, they can import it into the database.
We took what we were given and
Okay.
created the spreadsheet out of that.
Okay.
So it should match it
Okay.
And
as
for the
best
RMA,
as it can.
All we need to do is build a report for access to them.
Yeah.
And the
So-
RMA database already does all that stuff. So.
Okay. So I'm going to be contacting them again after HonorCon and seeing if I can get an update because they're considerably behind, which is another reason that right now I'm only going to be calling them code monkeys. It's about all they deserve right now, and I'm hoping that they don't watch this, which is why I'll probably take a while to upload it, or I'll edit those comments and bleep them out. Yay for good editing software. So the answer is I'm going to keep cracking the whip and see if it actually works.
Okay.
If they don't make any progress on it in the next few months, either I will see if somebody internally can take over, or I'm going to have to go to another outside vendor and see if they can sort of take over where the last group stopped. So we have other issues with the database too. The welcome letters that it sends out are a bit dated, so we need to
Easy.
yeah. So we need to fix those. It still mentions a CD. There's no longer a CD. It doesn't have the academy info. That's
This
updated.
says that it's empty already, so it's like there.
Yeah,
It's available for
Yeah.
when they fix it, so.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for them to tell me to send them new crap, and then I'll get that taken care of. So. Yes.
With the inclusion of Havenites into our organization, will there be images of the Havenites ranks that were presented to Jane, or are we going to wait till House Supplies come out before we put on images to the website?
So the answer to that is a little bit tricky. And I have to be kind of careful how I answer that. It will depend on what Tom tells me.
Okay.
That's
That sounds
the
like
best
something.
answer I can give you.
Okay.
Because don't know if I'll be able to release them the second I have them, but we may be able to release them. We may be able to release them early, like we were permitted to do with the Graysons.
Okay.
So, but I won't know the answer to that until Tom tells me. Or Mark. Mark is their official attorney, so one of the two can sort of tell me yes or no. Yes.
I've been trying to take courses for Seminary Island, and I can't seem to find them.
Oh, hi, Mark. What? I'm not disabled, sorry.
I can't figure out where it is.
So what I'm so Kelly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you right there to Laura. She will be able to help you. She is the head of Saginaw Island and can help you sign up for courses.
I have the 6th space for it.
Kelly, you know, you'll run your courses, you get them faster.
Well, I can't get to the courses.
So there's a course request form on the TRMN website, and you go to Saginaw Island, so it says Academies.
Kelly.
Academy Saginaw Island down at the bottom.
He's actually got it up here on the computer. If you want to
Look
look
at
at it.
it.
Come around.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know, everybody's like, hold their phone.
Go ahead. Go here.
Saved by the
there. Wherever.
That's because the website was created by the RMC.
Might turn it on.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Ah, yes. Guys.
It's just
I asked a little earlier about
They're
having a club, fan club here in Greenville.
what
Yes.
branch you want.
You just won your white
If
beret.
you can recruit yourself 4 people, I can launch a destroyer this weekend with access to a laptop.
We haven't
I was
answered.
actually approached by a young man today who lives in Greenville, who is looking to take a hat in Greenville.
Okay, that's 2. Find 3 more this weekend and I can launch a destroyer for you.
I've already got one person signed up on there.
So no, at least 2.
Like I said, the thing is that one of the things we've been looking for is to find a group who had sporadic people here and there, but not someone willing to get the hat.
You're probably doing.
So if the gentleman up this morning, we're going to get them signed up this weekend, we're going to get things, we'll look for people together. And hopefully we'll get commissioning done here shortly.
Okay.
Work with the usual.
And I'm here until Monday morning.
Where do I go first?
Right here. Get the guys together or whatever, because I've got, on that flash drive I showed you, I actually have a list of approved ship names already. So once you choose a class, I can help you choose that, and we can get you a ship name approved right then and there. If you don't have enough people, I can put it on hold for you.
So you just like that, you know, we're people signed up
So
locally
we
this
can find
weekend.
out, we find the gentleman I talked to this morning, get folks together.
Yep. Yeah, get with me anytime. I'm here so we can talk, and I'll be more than happy
I would
to.
love nothing more than to fill the void that is South Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to go ahead and launch a ship this weekend.
I can get you guys the names of all the people local.
Membership database?
Yeah, we already had 3 this weekend sign up, so.
Good. Sweet. So we could very well launch a destroyer or a light cruiser this weekend here. I'm all for
There's a
it.
gap between here and Florida.
Thanks to Scott, I have a list of names.
There are several volunteers here at this con. It would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, depending on how many you get, we go ahead and put you in the largest ship you're qualified for, or whatever you guys want. Just go ahead and get them all together and we'll meet.
Yeah, not sure.
That's what I'd be here for, is to help you guys get your ships together and launch.
All right. Any other questions?
As we talk to the crowd.
Yes.
When do I get my back pay?
There's pay?
Yes, you didn't know that?
Hell no.
I was told when I signed up to do this job and volunteered several years ago, Martin said, and when we get big enough, we'll start paying you.
Really?
Yeah. So I just wondering when my back pay comes. Really?
When he paid you in.
I mean, I've had 2 years of back pay at the Admiralty title, you know, come on.
Yeah, I just see something about a hook line and sinker coming here.
Wow.
So I'll have your 2 bags of Swedish fish later on.
Okay, that works. Are they real Swedish fish though, or are they these cheap knockoff brands? That could be the real thing.
I don't know what they sell here.
Yes, Martin.
Yes.
Question, when's the High Admiral going to start issuing protector's orders?
That's a good question.
We're
Where is it?
Classified.
When he has something to say?
When he,
Nick's got plenty to say.
so,
We don't know.
I bought him a modem.
What kind of high?
Grace and Space Lady doesn't know which way it's going.
well, so it depends on what you want orders for, because a lot of orders are covered by higher level orders.
I know.
And reissuing them, although I do like what Rob does, reissuing them from a lower level just reiterates the fact that they exist. And they're already covered by higher level orders. Yeah.
That's how bureaucracy works.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So the answer is I don't know. I'll have to talk to Nick.
I mean, what are we looking for?
What are you looking for?
What are you
Mark?
looking for? How about that?
What order predicted orders are you looking for?
I don't know, but
He won't know until he sees it. So he's got to start seeing something. Isn't that what the Supreme Court said? We'll know it when we see it.
Yes, it is, but that was regarding pornography.
I happen to exist.
Well, it's.
Oh, there you go.
I'm convicted.
To make you happy, I will have him issue an order that your uniforms are Smurf blue in color. How about that?
Small blue and dark.
I've already got one.
Okay, that just means it does exist on that.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
Are there any other questions?
Orders confirmed today. I don't think we want to do that quite yet. That would be. You're starting to get a little weird.
Yes.
All right, so exactly, because I'm not too sure, what is the awards manual going to cover? And awards, besides awards, yeah, it's nice to have a description of
what they look like.
Of what they look like. How about how to get them? Will it include a section of how best to write up for them? And is there any thought of issuing automatic awards for things that don't really require anything except specific conditions are met? The space service award, for example.
So we had a discussion about this morning with the person that is responsible for that, and the answer is yes. I just need to write up an order that sort of puts that into effect. That may or may not come out tomorrow. It depends on how sane I am by the evening when I sit down to write the other one.
Or how sober he is.
Can I make a quick suggestion on that? When you do that for the automatic awards, make it so that the COs can announce them, the COs and fleet commanders can announce them, so that we don't have to worry about that. They can just say, hey, look, this person qualified, can you do something about it or whatever?
Well, so what I'm planning is, for example, the SSD, once they've completed their first exam, when they get their response back, that person who sends that response from the academy sends, and you have earned your space service deployment award.
It's just there's a lot of awards that I think can be issued at the ship or at the fleet levels that right now go to the RMN level that probably don't.
I mean, I've submitted most of my crew for an SST, yet you haven't heard anything back from them.
So to answer your full question as to what else is going to be in the manual, guys. So to answer your full question as to what else is going to be in the manual, we are going to have a section in there as to how to write a recommendation. I will show you a bad recommendation, and I will show you a good recommendation. If I'm feeling really jaunty when I put that section together, I'll show you an excellent recommendation. Because I've got one like
no, I've seen some bad ones come through for the unconquered stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really give me much information.
Well, it's the same thing with promotion recommendations. I've seen some horrible promotion recommendations come through. It's this person has time and grade, promote them.
Yeah. Time and grade have completed all the exams for this.
Okay.
Kim's really good too. If you send in a recommendation and he doesn't, and it's not really what they consider complete, Kim is really good to shoot you a thing back going, okay, I get this, but a little bit more detail, and he will kind of coach you along with it. Because some of us don't have a clue how to write award recommendations, myself included. And he's really good about helping you along with that too. He's not just going to look at it and go, that recommendation sucks, and throw it in the trash. He will work with you when you're writing them.
So we will have that. So we'll have that. We'll also have where to go to do the award recommendations, what basically each one qualifies for, to sort of narrow it down a little bit and make it a little bit more specific than what it currently is. So yes.
In reference to that line, when it's written up, is it way possible that the awards go from the highest ranking XYZ down to the lowest? That way, and also to make it such, because in looking at it on the website, it was so convoluted, the description and a name kind of woven in here,
Right.
but there was no clarity as to understanding what each award represented.
No, we will be specifically listing the order of precedent for each one. There is actually a slot now in the document that has order of precedent for each one. From Parliamentary Medal of Valor on down to...
QBM, is that the first one? No, CGC is the first one, yeah.
No, like Parliamentary Medal of Valor all the way on down to the lowest,
okay.
yeah. So we will be taking care of that and trying to put more clarity into it. Yes.
To combine two pain in the butt questions and concepts together, was part of the database that you all have the code people designing supposed to, especially for automatic awards, it should be a simple thing
Yes.
for it to tell you, hey, Commander so-and-so, Joe Snuffy, the Wonder Smurf, is due his good conduct medal and this and that. And
Private Snuffy.
Private Snuffy, Wonder Smurf. Does that mean he gets the post-nominals WS?
So the answer to that is partially yes. It's going to be tied into, the goal is to have it tied into things like when the academy director goes in and gives you your first exam and you are assigned to it. Hello. And you are assigned to it.
Now I am having a stroke.
It's a bosun.
Pushes the button.
No, it's a black thing on the wall. Hitting things.
my child's here, so she's not.
Also, real quick, if I can, while we're on the subject of awards, for the COs and others in the room who nominate for the Unconquered, can I make a request of all of you? Don't forget your enlisted people. HMS Unconquered is becoming exceedingly top-heavy. And I am looking very, very closely at the officers that are nominated now and being much more strict on their levels of involvement and such, because the Unconquered, for one, is for service to the organization as a whole, not to individual ships. And this last year I got a lot of nominations for individual ship contributions. And that's not what the Unconquered is for, but we do need a lot more enlisted folks to start helping us, so that we don't have, admirals and captains and colonels, and, well, not colonels, but admirals and captains and commanders and such is all that's crewing the Unconquered. Granted, she's stuck in orbit, but, it's a little top
You
heavy.
could get colonels from the Marines.
Good point, yeah. But, I currently serve right now as a tactical officer. Having an admiral of the Green serve as tactical officer is probably a little too highfalutin for that, but,
Yes.
Okay, so at this point, structure-wise, we could send out, if you've got the certificates for those automatics that are related to academy, like your first exam, those could go out with what we already sent.
Contact Kay Downing. She is our certificates officer. She should have them.
Okay, and then did you want that recorded in a specific way, in a specific place that we could pull into eventually pull?
send it to Kay so she knows.
Or are we just going to assume that it, because the problem is we're not going to go backwards at this point when somebody's requesting it.
No, I would, I would say, I hate to have you create a second database to do it, but I mean, if you want to if whoever does it just creates a list and sends it to Kay, Kay can add it to the database that she should have.
Okay.
That was what I was thinking, I'll talk about this more about getting with her again, just
Yes.
think about, say the automatic was done that way.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
one of the things I'd like to, since John took a moment to mention the Unconquered stuff, we've gotten some complaints, and it's a valid complaint to a certain extent, that promotions aren't happening the way they need to happen. You have enlisted people that aren't getting promoted. You have officers that aren't getting promoted. Having said that, I'm going to point out something that might seem exceedingly obvious after I say it. If you don't send in their nomination for promotion, we don't know they're up for it. Which means we can't promote them.
Ship COs are dropping the ball.
As a wonderful example, I know for a fact that we had a complaint from an individual chapter that somebody was due for promotion and they haven't gotten it. We just had a promotion board. We got one nomination. Well, we had an enlisted promotion board too, and we got one nomination. Neither of those two nominations was for the chapter that mentioned that they have not had a promotion in a while. We're going to start adding the Graysons into the other promotion boards just to make sure they happen. And yes, I realize that there are issues with that. So I will discuss your issue later because it's a Grayson specific one.
No, it's not Grayson.
Oh.
I actually put a promotion request in August
for
RMMC. I CC'd Sean.
See me afterwards.
And I got a reply from Sean. He was going to be forwarding it with his recommendation.
See me afterwards because I'll have to look up to see if anything was done with it. I don't know.
Okay.
Did you have a question before? Did I?
Yes, you have one.
Okay. So I see yours as well. Just one.
Not really a question, but a recommendation, because it's something that we instituted with what we were doing. We actually, the way we've got our database set up, we know over time when people got promoted in the first place, and as soon as they reach time and grade, we can print a report of all the personnel that have reached time and grade and have the educational requirements, et cetera, and go, hey, chapter leader, here's these guys. Do you want them promoted or not? And that way it's pushed from the top down just as much as it should be pushed from the top. I got the idea because that's how they do it in the Army, and up to a certain level, you have automatic promotion to E4.
We actually just did that. Marshal had me compile a report off of our database of who was time and grade. Okay, well, they are time and grade. Okay, do they have the course to be promoted? You know, basically he had me break it down so we could say, okay, we've got 10 people to be promoted, but only 2 have got classes to be promoted. You know, and then those went to the next slide.
So it's more than so that's good, and that's fantastic, and we actually probably should look into doing that as a whole. I'll talk to our database designers next time I speak to them and see if they can do that. The system should be designed to do it.
My suggestion would be each ship have a personnel officer. Somebody that keeps track of it. I know you got your COs and your XOs. So yeah, have your XOs keep track of your, just with a database to keep track of your personnel.
Well, that's one of the things that's.
Yeah, we already have a personnel officer.
Well, that's one of the things that's happened with the Greenwich once we put Jimmy Nelson into that slot is now we've got somebody on there actually doing stuff, which has helped immensely.
We do some of that for, we've got a database of all the members in there, and I do that once a month. Once we do an update everybody's time and grade. If they reach those, then I send a flash out to the skippers. These people are up for promotion. What is your?
We do ours through Access database, and it actually, if you set it up right, it'll tell you. You know, you'll be able to look at their file and have it highlighted.
Yes, I'm trying to get to them.
Enter a formula in Excel and it highlights your,
You can do it on Google Docs.
So,
Minnesota does that.
So guys,
We're digressing.
hello, we're digressing, and there are other people with questions. I'm going to go to Laura next.
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that maybe we should pick up that topic in that white arena.
Yes, that might be a very good place to pick that up.
Great topic for that.
That might be a very good place to pick it up. You had your hand up and I passed you over. Yes.
Okay. Similar to how there was an update to the service stripes for enlisted, the time and service stripes.
Yep.
Will there be a similar one for one of the ones for officers for the good conduct or the 2 reservist ones that are escaping my memory right now?
You mean the good conduct medal and the Manticoran Reserve Service and the Manticoran? Probably not, because they're actually set at relatively good intervals.
Okay.
There may be a slight change to that because apparently one of them is designed specifically for enlisted and one is designed specifically for officers. So that may be a change. But I will let everyone know that shortly.
Okie doke.
But there are no service stripes on officers' uniforms.
No, I meant as the enlisted service stripe officer had the good conduct.
Right. No, probably not.
Okay.
The service stripes denote just how many years you served, not necessarily that you've been a good boy during it.
True.
So we have 10 minutes left. Does anyone else have any other questions, comments? We're here to answer them.
I have kind of a self-serving one.
Sure.
I know several of you ships have got patches made for your uniforms. I would like to get a copy of them. I have a copy. I have mine to trade. I don't have the new ones yet. We need to talk with Brandi and Martin about that since I put it in order for the new number. I got the old number back. Somebody forgot to put the 8 in between the 4 and the 2.
That was probably a my bad because I saw that there was an SD on Asazi and just reordered the patch. So
I have the new batch that came in with the wrong number. Do you need those back?
you can hold on.
Okay.
I'll fix
So
them.
I have the old ones with the SD42 before the great renumbering. Since it was a great resizing, the Anasazi went through the great renumbering. I actually had my flight captain look at me and go, "Isn't it bad luck to change the number of the ship?" I go, "That's the name. We're not changing the name, just the number."
I will fix that with the next order. We also ordered the Tristan's patches without their second R.
How could you forget that? I was very clear that it's got the R in there, you know, between the T and the A. It's Tristram, not Tristan.
It was stolen by pirates.
Just like our name was stolen by pirates, is that what it is? I would have seen the pirates that could go against a flight free Invictus and take the 8 off their soul.
Any other questions? No.
No, you may not.
Yes,
Can I-
Bill.
My lord, sir.
Oh no.
I happen to notice that we have Admiralty House second fleet, or second space lord on this non-official jacket. As to official uniforms, when someone is rostered on a ship, how should they, if they are doing, as she does, working with the second space lord as well as being one of my POs on Invincible, how in their official uniform should we address what we should recommend their patch be?
She can make a choice whether or not Cheryl. Let me say this correctly. Cheryl can make a choice as to whether or not she wants to wear the Admiralty House staff patch or whether she wants to wear the
I
ship.
have a suggestion on that.
You have a suggestion?
I do. It's called Velcro.
Yeah.
That's another idea. Yeah, it's a great idea.
So Velcro on, so you can switch them out when you're serving.
I
Is that
would that would my strength because Scott's keeping.
I'm just gonna have a second uniform.
But if it, we
Much easier out.
it makes it so that like if my chief of staff is serving as my chief of staff at the time, she is wearing an Admiralty House staff thing. If she's not, she's more than welcome to wear the werewolf patch. Velcro makes that perfectly.
When we did the concrete patches, we only had a few. I did the Velcro on mine, so that really works out well. You can get the real thin Velcro, and it really works out. That's good.
I'm just having a second uniform made for me to put the 8th Fleet CO patch on.
I've
I just changed the uniform depending on which hat I wear.
I've got 3 uniforms already, my lord, and if I get another one, my wife, will.
Close doors.
Yeah,
I feel so old with my lord.
So the good thing with uniforms is that my girlfriend looks at me bemusedly when I tell her that I have a skin suit coming, and I told her it was worse, and she still looks at me bemusedly, so I can't lose with that one.
He looks at you immediately regardless of what you say. So.
Yeah, but
Okay. I look forward to watching Attack on Greenville this weekend.
There'll be another chance to see the skin suits.
So the question was, will there be another chance to see the skin suit? You mean mine? Since nobody has seen it yet?
Well, I thought you were presenting at the costuming panel.
Yes,
I
but
missed
it's,
out on that.
well, no, the reason it was not here is because when she was vacuum forming the helmet, my tailor managed to injure her hand, so it's delayed. Ouch.
Yeah, it was not that costume.
It is delayed because of that.
Gotcha.
It will be unveiled at some point next year. I just don't know where yet. I haven't quite decided where I want to lug it to.
You broke the tailor.
Because yes, I did. I'm sorry for doing that. It's going to require a box. So I'm not going to Convergence next year.
I am.
Oh,
I'm not stupid enough to pay for a skin suit.
I'm with Scott on that one, honestly. Besides, I look terrible in a skin suit.
I am cutting down on cons next year because I went to 10 this year and I need a break.
And he has a girlfriend now, so he has a life.
Well, I was cutting down even before that.
Sure.
But
We know he just wants it more often.
That would be a reason for a girlfriend, yes.
Plus, I figured I'd go to, I figured I'd go to a con in Europe.
I'm sure you can beat that, so. So to speak.
Large weather.
Any other questions?
We just scared the Grayson away.
Well, you know.
I'm honestly surprised we haven't scared the Army away.
Nah. Oh, no.
Work.
You guys, blah, 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 you know, we just ignore you. It's all right.
So if you have patches to trade, come see me. I have them in my room. I will.
Is that a question or a patch? It's a patch.
I'm sorry? 527. Room 527. And I'll bring some down when I go back up. I just forgot to stick them in this bag because I grabbed 6 books to try to touch David's autograph on starting tonight.
All right. With that, guys, we are going to adjourn because we are done, and we're going to go and ice cream social for those going. For those.